Hey everybody, how's it going here at November the 25th, 2025. We're exactly a month before Christmas and we're still in front of Thanksgiving here. They put out the holiday lights here, Michigan Plaza, Lake in Michigan. I figure we'll go over and we'll get a view of the official Christmas tree there in Millennium Park. And then we'll see some ice skating there at the ice skating rink, and then we'll head straight up to Michigan Avenue and see the holiday Christmas lights there on the trees along Michigan Avenue. We might head over Oak Street, and then we'll just head our way home. Head home. This is my commute home from work here on Tuesday. I know a lot of people are traveling, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Hey, Krista, how you doing there? Wayne, Mike, how you doing there? Yeah, doing good. May, hey, May, let's check out the Christmas lights there. I know I wasn't able to live stream the countdown for the Christmas tree, but we'll head right down to the Bean there, Millennium Park, and we'll check out the official Christmas tree and ice skating, and then we'll head home here. I'm going to work from home tomorrow. It might get really windy. They're talking about winds upwards of 50 miles an hour tomorrow. There's going to be a cold front heading into Chicago. We might get snow over Saturday. Make for a cold Thursday for filming the parade, but we'll give it a try. But if the wind gets really bad tomorrow, it's not worth me live streaming. People won't be able to hear me anyway. Without, the only, I can show you how windy it is. Besides that, it'll be hard for me to stream with the wind, but we might give it a try. We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear tomorrow. If I don't do a morning live stream tomorrow, it might be because it's raining or windy, but we'll see. I'll try to message people. But hey, welcome to Chicago here. We'll head across Randolph Street here in Michigan. I just got out of work a tad bit early here because I want to check out the Christmas tree, because we weren't able to get close to it on Friday and when they lit it, but we got some footage from further away. Hey, there's the Nederlander Theater. There's Randolph Street. That's where we're crossing here, the purple Prudential building for the Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. And hey, she's got the backpack with the dog. Got the nice holiday lights here. Yeah, let's check this out. Yeah, they got that at like American Girl Place stuff. You can get the little pet there in your backpack. That's nice. Hey, scooting along there. So this is Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. We got about 49 degrees. It's not too bad. So here we'll head along the trees here. And hey, he's jogging with his Giordano's pizza there. Yeah, riding the bike. See, look, there's a bike lane there, but he's riding on the sidewalk. And you see, look, he can't get through because of the people, but he could ride right there. There's a bike lane right there. I guess he's not aware that's a bike lane, and then people driving it too. So, but hey, we'll check out the official Christmas tree. Thanks for tuning in here. Let's see if there's people ice skating here, taking photos. Getting the trees there all lined up. Yeah, there's the train. Washington Street. But here we'll get a nice view of the Christmas tree here. Thanks for tuning in, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. Get your little souvenirs. There it is. Wow, doesn't it look nice when we get up close to it? Here's the official Christmas tree. Chicago, Illinois, Millennium Park. It's a 68-foot spruce there, Norwegian spruce from donated from Glenview, Illinois, the Mason family. Thanks to the Mason family for donating the tree from their own yard there. Hey, look at the nice ornaments there. They got all this laurel and stuff around it. There, the McWilliams Electric Company, Taylor Electric Company, we thank them as well. We're putting all the lights up here. We watched them do it. And here, the official Christmas tree. Yeah, let's go up here. There's the best spot is up there where you can, that's where they had all the TV cameras and stuff for Friday Yeah, they're talking about a couple inches of snow over the weekend, Friday and Saturday. I'm so happy I'm not traveling this weekend because so many people, it's going to affect everything. And we'll see how bad it gets. It's supposed to be really windy tomorrow too. So here's the official Christmas tree here, Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. They cleared everybody off the ice skating ribbon, so it's always my luck. When it's convenient for me to film at noon and 5 o'clock is when they always clean off the ice. And I want to get people ice skating, but maybe they'll let them back on here before we're out of this area here. See if we can get some footage of the people ice skating. Yeah, if you like this content, hit the thumbs up there, double tap the screen if you like the Christmas lights. It helps more people find this content. You can hit the thumbs up, double tap the screen there. Thanks for tuning in. Here's the official Christmas tree. Look how nice it looks. Washington and Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, look at that thing. Looks nice. Yeah, look at that. Hey, Mike's tuning in. Robbie, let's see. Jessica, Mark, Lorraine, yeah. Flavor Fave, Mike. Yeah, we'll get behind these people. Everybody's getting the exact straight on shot here. Here we go. Here's the exact straight on shot of the official Christmas tree here. Millennium Park. There it is. I can't get my gimbal to go straight here. There we go. There it is. There we got the nice view there. Okay, good. Let's keep going here. We'll go over to the bean here. Everybody's taking pictures here. Yeah, let's go to Cloud Gate here.
Yeah, we're gonna go back.
Hey, Detroit's tuning in there. Big boy from Detroit. How you doing there? Yeah, you getting ready for the big I hope you guys beat the Green Bay Packers there on Thursday. We got Bears got the Eagles. Eagles are tough. And we got to play Eagles at home on Friday, so but hope there's a good game there. Detroit Thanksgiving game. I guess the Cowboys got the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess I saw the Cincinnati Bengals are playing the third game. Who are they playing? I can't remember off the top of my head who the second team in the third game is. If anybody knows, they're playing the Cincinnati Bengals there. But here's the Great Bean of Chicago here, Millennium Park. We got 4:50 in the PM on a little bit early today because we want to get some footage of the Christmas tree when it's lit up at night. And here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Hopefully they'll get some people ice skating here. It's always my luck. At lunchtime they were doing the Zamboni here. At 5 o'clock when I get out of work, or 4:50, they're cleaning the ice and with the smoothing it out with the Zamboni, and there's not people ice skating. But we caught people ice skating here Friday night. We could head over to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon, but I don't know if I want to walk over there. We were there at lunchtime. Yeah, the Maggie Daley ribbon is more fun. Yeah, I agree. That's why we filmed it twice already this week. Three times we filmed the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon twice. 2 times we filmed the ice skating ribbon this week. It's only Tuesday. I was thinking last week we filmed it too. There you can see the Christmas tree. So there's the Christmas tree on the side of the bean. Let's see if we can get it with the ice skating rink here. We'll head down and around. Hey, here's the Zamboni. So the Zamboni's still smoothing out the ice here. So I don't know if we're going to get it in time here. So I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll head over to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon and see if people are skating there, and then we'll just do one lap of that at nighttime, and then we'll come back to the bean here, and hopefully when we're back people will be ice skating, because not only did I want to get the Christmas tree lit up, I wanted to get people ice skating, but they're running the Zamboni now, so we'll come back. So hey, we'll head across the BP bridge here, get you some Skyline views. Jessica, how you doing there? See, you're in luck. We're gonna head over and check out the ice skating ribbon there. Yeah, GMJ, KSMI, Kismis. Grandma's Corner, how you doing there, Joseph? May? Mike? Yeah. So hit the thumbs up here if you like this stuff. We'll go see some ice skating here on Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. The building with the purple. Okay, so there's building with purple over here. That's the Prudential building. That's the Prudential 1. The Prudential 2 is behind it. It's a little taller. We'll get better views of it once we go over here. I don't know if there's any purple. And the reason it's purple, it's for Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. They always got something. Sometimes purple's for breast cancer awareness, but sometimes it's for pancreatic cancer awareness. And there's always we're out of months. Every month has like 10 things for it. But that's great. So here we'll walk right around the park here. Here's the Frank Gehry park here, or the band show. Try to get you some skyline views as they're at the top of the Sears Tower. Should look interesting here. We'll head around the hedge here. Yeah, Renee's tuning in there. Scott, Mike, NIZ. No, this is Chicago. This is the other city with the big downtown here. See it. That looks like the old World Trade Centers with the Aeon. There's the Prudential. See the Prudentials in purple there. We'll head around here. So here we'll head across the bridge here, and we'll go over to the Maggie Daley there. Look at the skyline here. There's the Prudential. That guy's cracking me up. So here we'll head across this bridge. Hey, we'll get to see it lit up at night here. We call this the BP Bridge. I guess they paid, British Petroleum paid for it there. See, I'm not just making it up. Everybody asks me what this bridge is called. I don't think anybody in Chicago calls it that. They just call it the bridge and it connects Millennium Park with Maggie Daley Park, or they don't call it anything. But we call it the Bean, Cloud Gate. There's the skyline of Chicago. There's the Smurfit Stone building, the Diamond building, Member Adventures and Babysitting, the purple one, the Prudential 1, Prudential 2, Aeon. Used to be the Standard Oil Amoco building, Blue Cross Blue Shield there. They can write words on there. A lot of times they send messages with the sports team. This is the pedestrian bridge here. And, over there. Yeah, we got good pizza, Chicago style pizza there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Everybody can put in the comments which restaurant you think has the best pizza there. We were talking about it at lunch. Actually, we talk about it every day. We'll head across this bridge here. Yeah, Renee, May. Hey, somebody's tuning in from, is that Japan? I can't, the flag's nice there. Thanks for tuning in there. Hello kids there, how you doing there? Hola, Prince. Hey, there's the South Loop skyline. Looking south across Grant Park here. Columbus Drive. Hey, look at that skyline there, very nice. So here, look at the yeah. So they're cleaning both the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon and they're cleaning the Millennium Park right when I want to film them, and it's because they do this several times every day. They have to stop and clear everybody off, both the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon and the Millennium Park ice skating rink there. They get out the Zamboni. So I think they're getting about ready to go though, because I saw an attendant there scooping off the ice. If we still see the Zamboni going around here, but I want to we'll walk around and get the trees all lit up. A true winter wonderland here. We got the skyline in the background. This is Chicago, Illinois, United States of America, planet Earth. Here we have Tuesday night, 4:57 in the PM here. And we're walking through Maggie Daley Park, which is part of Grant Park, adjacent to Millennium Park. We're going to check out the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. We walked across this pedestrian bridge with the nice skyline views. And let's see what's shaking here. Yeah, Giordano's, that's a good one. Yeah, we went by it there. Iran's tuning in there. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. Naya's tuning in. Dolores. Great architectural design there. Yeah. Whaler. Yeah, Giordano's. So everybody ready for Thanksgiving in the United States? I know they already had Thanksgiving in Canada. I think it's just a Canada, United States thing. I guess in UK and Europe and Australia, you guys don't do Thanksgiving. I think the United States has started, I guess, yeah, I know the legendary story goes back to the Pilgrims, which always cracks me up, you know, because I have significant European ancestry and a minuscule amount of indigenous ancestry with some Melungeon, which means a drop of black blood, but that's way back to colonial times. But it's important to my ancestry. I know everybody else could care less, and I don't expect you to care, but I'm convinced I have ancestors. Well, I know the Native American ancestors lived here before the Mayflower, but I even have non-indigenous European, sub-Saharan African, and indigenous Native American with probably Spanish, Sephardic, North African, Moroccan people that were brought over here in the 1500s that were marooned here, that were living in the United States decades before the actually literally 70 years before the Mayflower, in the 1550s, were living in, and that's even before the Roanoke colony. So they were having many Thanksgivings before that, and not the way we thought of them. You know, here's the yeah. So here you can get hot chocolate. There's people ice skating, so they're good. We're in luck. They're just letting people. Oh, sorry. Somebody who doesn't want their face filmed. So let me go over here. I'm amazed we're in public and somebody's worried about being filmed, even though other people are taking pictures and filming people in the ice skating rink. Are they really that worried about me? Like, you know, but I guess people got to do what they got to do. And here, we'll film the ice skating ribbon. Like, would somebody expect not to be filmed on the ice skating ribbon? I just don't understand it, you know. And I understand we're going through the age of ice and no one trusts the government. I don't trust the government. But here's the place where you can get concessions and you can lace up your skates here. Look at that here. And so here we'll go around the, actually, if I walk the other way, we'll have better views here. So yeah, let's go back around here. So here's the, we'll do one circumnavigation of the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. And here's people getting their hot chocolate stuff. We'll show the line to get in here. So here's the skate pickup here. You can go online and get your skates. And I think that, yeah, the line's pretty long here. We're just at 5 o'clock here on the dot, 5:01 Chicago time, PM. They're playing the Blur song. Yeah, well, you know, everybody wants me to ice skate. I know I have a hard enough time just walking around. We've been over this and over this. The more people ask me to do it, the more it's not going to happen. You know, that's how I am. If people ask me to do stuff, I usually do the opposite. So people be like, don't go ice skating. I know, yeah, jump in the lake. Every time we film the lake, someone's like, jump in the lake. Every time we film in the river, everybody's like, jump in the river. Every time we film the ice skating rink, everybody's like, get on the ice. I know, we're all as unique. This includes me, as unique and as individuals we all think we are, as people. We all think in patterns. And that guy with that voice is coming behind me here. He's probably gonna walk behind me this entire time with that voice, which is fine. Here's yeah, look at the trees here. Here's the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here in Chicago, Illinois. I walk this way because I want to film in the same direction that people are skating here, and we can walk backwards and catch them here. So here we'll head around here. Hey, look at the pretty lights here, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, we got about 50 degrees, maybe 49. And you can walk along here. Here's people holding on the rail here. Yeah, Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here. Chicago, Illinois, United States of America. Yeah, this is a full loop here. They just got the ice all smoothed down. Yeah, thanks, Knight, for the good comment there. I appreciate it. No, this is Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. Just remind you of Cleveland. Yeah, there's the Sears Tower there, Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it. There's people ice skating here. We get the nice view of the skyline here. There's where the Zamboni goes. The Zamboni goes in that little door there. There's people ice skating here. Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. You get the skyline there. Yeah. Playing music. Is it haunted? Yeah. Yeah, everything's haunted. Maggie Daley Park's haunted. Millennium Park's haunted. There's somebody in the bean. The bean's haunted. I'm haunted. You're haunted. America's haunted. Yeah. Here's yeah, the ice skating ribbon here. Maggie Daley Park here. There's a nice view of the skyline here. Here's where you can rent skates, and they've got lockers and restrooms. You go inside there. And, yeah, Friday night the Bears play the Eagles. They're in Philadelphia. It's going to be a tough game. I know there's 3 games on Thursday, Thanksgiving here in the United States. Green Bay plays Detroit. Chicago Bears fans will be interested in the outcome of that game. We're all bunched together at the top of the NHL Central there. But here's the ice skating rink here, Maggie Daley Park, Chicago, Illinois. Here's where you can rent your skates so you can lace them up here. We'll show people skating around here. Hey, they got the nice digital screen here. People are flying here. People really are good. That might be some of the people working here. There's the ice skating ribbon here. There's some people over this way. Yeah, the Zamboni's the machine that puts the nice smooth, smooths out the ice there. They use it for ice hockey. So here we'll head around here. People lacing up their skates. This is where we were near here earlier. There we go. Here's people skating. Yeah, it's not too bad out. People are getting ready here. It was more crowded at lunchtime here. I guess a lot of people are waiting. Here comes some people here. We'll get some people skating around here. Yeah, the Congress Hotel's haunted. Yeah, that's a good one. I was going to bring that up. We got some video footage of. We went in one of the ballrooms there. Very much Shining vibes. Felt like the hotel in the Shining movie there, Stanley Kubrick. See, he's already went around. He went around. That shows you how long it takes you to go around. He's really flying there. And here comes some of the people skating here on the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, there we go. We finally got some people coming around here. Yeah, I don't know if there's a speed limit. I told you. Okay, see, one of my friends from Cincinnati, his son played. How you doing there? His son played ice hockey, and he brought his own skates so he could skate for free. And they were here in Chicago, and he hopped on this thing, and he was around 3 times before you could blink an eye. And he really liked it, but he was just flying, and he was zooming in and out of people. And he knew what he was doing. Hey, so here we'll let people skate here. So we don't. I don't want to. People are trying to learn how to skate there. I don't want to make them self-conscious by filming them here. So here we'll. Yeah, here's where we were at earlier. Here's the line to get your ice skates here. So all these people, it'll get more crowded as all these people get their ice skates here. So this is the second booth. I think there's another booth over this way. Yeah. So here's the ice skating ribbon here, Maggie Daley Park. You see where we're at here underneath the Aeon, the old Standard Oil building. Here's the curves here where they pipe in the music. They got little igloos. I guess you can rent the igloos there. There's people in the igloos there. Here. Hey, see, you get your little bear there. You can hold on to it. How you doing? People, there we go. Here we got some people skating in the trees here. Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's well maintained. Yeah, this is one of the most well programmed areas of the city. Maggie Daley Park and Millennium Park with the Pritzker Band Shell, the Art Institute. The Columbus Drive has a lot of, that's where the Taste of Chicago's at, Lollapalooza. They have the marathon protest through there. I don't know if they're going to start and end the turkey trot. I need to look that up. The turkey trot's going to happen on Thursday. Does anybody know when that starts and finishes? I guess it's like the Shamrock Shuffle. They have some half marathon or 5K or whatever it is. I don't know how long it is. But here's Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. Hey, it's getting crowded now. Finally, you start more people here. And yeah, thanks, Monty. Thanks for the good comment there. Yeah, we show the world as it is, not as we want it to be, and people often are shocked with the disconnect. And I know they're like, they want me to go to the dangerous and crime-ridden areas of Chicago. It happened right downtown. It happened right under the Chicago Theater and Dearborn Street areas we walk every day. That's where the violence happened on Friday night sadly, after the Christmas tree was lit. And no area of the city is immune from the senseless, stupid violence that plagues this city and all American cities. Because you can tell me any American city, and I can show you a tragic, senseless act of violence that didn't need to happen, like what happened Saturday night. Teenagers shooting at teenagers over what? NRA can't solve that problem. And we'll get off of it. But hey, thanks for checking out Chicago. So yeah, that was Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon. We'll cut out some clips of that. I want to see what it looked like at night. Let's head over to the we're going to cross, they call this the BP Bridge, and we're going to head across to Millennium Park, and hopefully people will be ice skating. They cleared everybody off when we were there earlier in this live, and they were running the Zamboni to smooth out the ice. And hopefully when we get back over there by the Bean, we'll see people ice skating. Then we can just head up Michigan Avenue, check out the Michigan Avenue lights, and keep on heading home there. Yeah, someone tragically got killed on Saturday night after the Lights Fest. People were warning me all day on social media. There was rumors of a teen takeover, which those happen where people coordinate on social media and a mob gathers, usually at some big event like the lighting of the Christmas tree, and when there's a bunch of people downtown. But the irony that everybody points out, and I point out, everybody, you can watch my video from, I live streamed Friday night through the loop at downtown, right under the Chicago Theater, an hour and a half before it happened. Of course, I wasn't there later tonight when it happened, but it was still pretty early in the evening. It was around 10 o'clock. I went through, maybe it was around 9 when it happened. We went through there about 7:15, 7:30. And there was literally hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of police officers downtown because of the Christmas lights. And on that same block, you can watch my video, there were about 30 police officers standing in a huddle on the same block with the Chicago Theater. I'm sure they were still there when the cameras from Channel 7 News across the street, so right across from a TV station where they knew there would be cameras. There's cameras on the Chicago Theater. There's cameras. Every single one of this person was in the camera view, and they haven't caught anybody. And literally, that's what people are like. There were literally thousands of police officers in the loop, and still someone gets killed and they can't apprehend anybody. And then it's just going to bring calls for, politically, nationally, we're the punching bag that this city is. People that don't live here want to tell us how to live, and people that live here, are helping us out more than people from outside our community coming in telling us how to run our local jurisdiction. And I know Chicago has corruption and police have their own problems, but there are problems. Let us handle it. I'm sure you would, every once in a while, you do need federal help, but it's usually when the governor requests it, not political punching bean. But hey, we'll head to the real bean of Chicago, the Cloud Gate. Here we're heading across the BP Bridge. Thanks for tuning in here and checking out the skyline of Chicago. What a nice night here. And it's going to get windy tomorrow. The temperature's going to drop. This is probably the warmest temperature we're going to have in a while. 50 degrees, maybe it's still 55, I don't know. Doesn't feel too bad. It's nice for ice skating. Yeah, the Vice Lords. I'm not going to go into all the gangs, and I know people ask me about O-Block or whatever. That was a turf battle between rival gangs. Odie Perry got roped up into that, as did the drill hip-hop community. You know. There's, see, we just went across this bridge there. There's the Blue Cross Blue Shield building, Chicago, Illinois. We got 5:13 in the p.m. We'll head over to Millennium Park and we'll check out the official Christmas tree, and hopefully they're ice skating by the time we get over there. Then we'll just head up Michigan Avenue and head home. I'm taking the rest of the week off. I'll still be live streaming. We're going to live stream on Thursday morning. It's going to be cold and windy and nasty and negative wind chills, and Ernesto and I will be all bundled up there, freezing our butts off, streaming the Thanksgiving parade while people taunt us in the comments. It's great. It's a good life. Never become a live streamer. When you want to have a vacation, people are like, why aren't you streaming? I want to see the parade. I'm like, no, I appreciate it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I just like complaining because that's what we do. That's what we do as Americans. We complain. We follow the example of our presidents and just whine and complain and blame other people. Here, look at the top of the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower. There it is. Yeah, we'll show the skyline here. We're heading around the Frank Gehry design Pritzker band shell. There it is. Look at the nice Aeon building behind there. And over towards the Smurfs and Stones there. And you know, the Vice Lords in other cities, they're not just in Chicago. You ever been to Los Angeles? You ever been to the Bronx? People act like it's just like this only happens in Chicago, when LA and you know, these are national gang networks, you know, that you talk about here, or maybe international if you get involved with cartels and money laundering. Don't think they don't buy Bitcoin either. They're smart. They probably buy, well, I won't even get into it. Hey, let's go back to Christmas mode here. So we'll show Millennium Park here. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to, this lines up with Madison Street, middle of the loop. We'll head over to the Bean here and head over towards Washington and Michigan, but we'll see if we can see the ice skating here at the larger, more traditional ice skating rink. We went over to the Maggie Daley ice skating ribbon here earlier in the live here. I want to get some night shots because we won't be back downtown until Thursday. At least I don't plan to. If we do anything, it's going to be windy tomorrow. Somehow the wind's not as bad as I anticipate. We'll go up to Wrigley Field. Has a Chris King Kringle market there. But here's the great Bean of Chicago. We went by the Christ Kendall Market at Daily Plaza at lunch. Right at noon, there was already a half an hour line to get in there, so there was no way I was waiting in that line. There's the great Bean of Chicago, Cloud Gate. Look at the nice view there. Looks nice with the lights, the skyline. Yeah, it's a beautiful day there. Thanks everybody for tuning in there, Nicholas. Yeah. For Google's sake. Here, let's go over. See how you can go right up and see yourself in the Bean, reflected in the Bean. Yeah, let's see people ice skating here. There, yeah, they're ice skating. They got the Zambonis gone, so hey, this is what I want to see. People ice skating here on the official ice skating rink from Millennium Park there. And there's the Christmas tree all lit up. We'll head right down there and check it out at the ground level. We're up here by the Bean. Let me go get the skyline here. Yeah, the man in the Bean. There's always a conspiracy theory. Why can't you get him out there? Yeah, you're going to cut it open. There's nothing in there. Then what are you going to do? Will you feel embarrassed if you cut a big hole in the Bean and there's nothing in there? Use your brain. Like someone could be trapped in there for 20 years. There's no way they could survive that long. Hello. How you doing there? See, they knocked back. You hear? Look. Hello, let me out. I'm in the Bean. Help. Well, let's check out the ice skating ribbon here. Yeah, or this is the ice skating rink, the actual rink here. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah, let's go down there. Let's go right down there. So, hey, Great Bean of Chicago. We saw it. It's a good crowd gathered here. Oops. I'm sorry. I'll head around here. Yeah, we'll head down to the ice skating rink here on Michigan Avenue. We'll check out the Skyline here. There's the Chicago Athletic Association, that beautiful building lit up there, modeled off the Palace of the Doge. Yeah, let's go down there so we can get that Christmas tree there with the ice skating rink. Yeah, it's cold in the bean. I think, okay, so conspiracy theories take hold because people can identify with them. And isn't it interesting that people identify with a lonely, solitary person trapped in the bean? To me, that kind of illustrates how we all feel. We can all feel isolated in the modern age, despite all our so-called social media and connectivity. And I know what it's like to live in a city of millions of people and feel totally alone. And so people identify with the imaginary person trapped in the bean because we all feel like we're trapped in the bean when billionaires and social media companies own all the stock and have all the power and buy the government, and then we give the illusion of democracy when they get the tax breaks, and then we're the ones with the inflation, and they call this a free and equitable society. So people identify with the helplessness of someone being trapped inside something created, and you're trapped within your own reality, and we all are, and I am as well. I'm no different. I'm living it by my own ideology and limitations of my small brain that leaks. But look at this, it's like a digital screen there. It's like a sphere there that projects in all directions there. So here, let's head down, let's check out the ice skating rink here. We still got leaves on the trees here, November the 25th, 2025, Chicago, Illinois. We're head down to the ice skating rink in Millennium Park near Michigan Avenue. We're Michigan and Madison here. This is generally where we filmed the countdown on Friday. Mike, how you doing there? It's been a long time. Yeah. Thanks, James. Thanks for smelling what I'm cooking there. Well, I just thought of it. That's why, you know, a lot of my stream of consciousness, people are like, man, you ramble on and talk a lot. But just like a monkey sitting at the typewriter, eventually I'll type something meaningful. And you know, it just dawned on me. I was like, why did so many people talk about the man trapped in the bean? You know, there it is right there, the bean, the cloud gate here at Millennium Park. Hey, here's the ice skating rink. This is the view I wanted to get. We were close to getting this for Friday night. I wanted to live stream this, but we just had to film it. Here's the official Christmas tree here in Chicago, Illinois. Here's the ice skating rink here. Yeah, that's one of the guys handing out tickets there, speeding tickets. Yeah, the ice skating rink here, Millennium Park. Yeah, people are dressed up here. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's about 50 degrees. And we got 5:21 in the PM here. Thanks for tuning in, checking out the ice skating rink here. Yeah, this guy he knows what he's doing there, the staff. Yeah, everybody's skating around there. Yeah, it's an awesome ice rink. Here, yeah, let's just head around here. So we'll head around the Michigan Avenue side. We'll show people with the bean in the background. Hey, the beautiful skyline of Chicago. The purple's for Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. There's the bean. Here's the ice skating rink. Millennium Park here. A good way to start our walk up Michigan Avenue here. We'll check out the holiday lights as everybody travels and heads into the long Thanksgiving weekend here. Happy holidays, everybody here. Yeah. Oh! He sprayed some ice on him. There's the bean. Yeah, they're piping in the music. There, let's go check out the Christmas tree here. 5:22. Yeah. Yeah, that's why people are always like, Brian, why don't you ice skate? You know, I have enough time to just walk around. So yeah, I'd be falling too. I'll take my risk on the open road here. But here's the ice skating rink here. Yeah, look at that. People heading around here. They got restrooms, places you can check out the ice skates, public restrooms. But here's the official Christmas tree of Chicago, Millennium Park. Yeah, we'll go under the trellis here. Again, this was donated by the Mason family from Glenview, Illinois. Here's the 68-foot Norwegian spruce here, decorated for Christmas here, Millennium Park. Looks nice. We'll head out to the street here. 112th annual City of Chicago Christmas tree, 112 years. Taking a nice picture there. Yeah, they got it. They got it. Nice picture there. I think I photobombed them there. I didn't realize they were taking a picture. I was just trying to walk through there. That's why I messed up the original shot. Hey, there's a nice view. There's the official Christmas tree there. Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, let's zoom in there. Let's get a close up. Let's get a close up if we can. There we go. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's gonna get back to winter this weekend. Wait till Saturday. Even Thursday, it's gonna be cold. I know it's gonna be cold for that parade. Hey, we got bike taxis. We probably won't see bike taxis on Thursday. It'll be too cold, but we're seeing bike taxis tonight. Here's Washington Street and Michigan Avenue. So we'll just head up Michigan Avenue. We'll check out the lights. We'll cross the river. We'll see what's happening on Tuesday night here, 524. Hey, they're in the leaves there. He's taking pictures of the kids in the leaves there with the trees. Yeah, see, it's already past midnight in the UK there. Thanks for tuning in, being up late, up early, wherever you're at here. Yeah, it's an impressive tree. That's a real tree. It's very symmetrical. We're very impressed of how symmetrical it is. Yeah. So here, I'm going to try to get across the street here. It's a long light here, so I'm going to try to run to get across the street because we got places to go here. Try not to slip on the leaves here. Yeah, we'll try to get across this light. See, I almost slipped on the leaves. The leaves are really slippery. We're trying to cross Randolph Street here, Michigan Avenue. There's the bike taxi. Hey, we made it. See, we made it here. Hey, we missed the bus. Hey, Nederlander Theater, Randolph Street. You know where we're at here. We were here at lunchtime. There it is.
Oh, he is? He's from Schaumburg.
Always gets crowded on the sidewalks. Hey, we'll head now. We got more room to run here. Maybe across the intersection there. We'll zoom in on the Wrigley building. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, the city's looking nice. City looks nice holiday time. So Michigan Avenue north of Randolph. Here's the rainbow cone. They got other rainbow cones. Here's Auntie Anne's Cinnabon. I think they got some of these in Water Tower Place there. Hey, they're making the Cinnabons there. Yeah, look at that. Rolling in the dough. Here. Garrett's Popcorn. Garrett's Popcorn here. Michigan Avenue. Here's Lids. Hey, they got the little gingerbread men there on the door. Get your hats. Stan's Donuts, Bubblicious. Get your boba tea. Stan's Donuts. That's Giordano's. Stan's Donuts. Yeah, Stan's Donuts is great here. And here's Nutella, Nando's. Yeah, everybody's at the Nutella there. Sometimes there's a line here. Lunchtime, put your name right on the jar of Nutella. I got to get one of those for my nephew. He would love that. He loves Nutella. Here's Lake Street. So here's where we usually start and end our lives here. There's the elevated train around in the bend there. We're crossing here in Michigan. And Lake Street, Chicago, Illinois. Is normally, it's just like I'm getting out of work. Except if there's a rat that just ran underneath there. You see that? Yeah, so Kenny with the rats would love that. He came to Chicago, maybe he found some. Yeah, Stan's got some good donuts there. Yeah, I was wrong too. So yeah, there's the Tribune Tower is near the Wrigley Building. I don't know which tower you're talking about. Yeah, we're going to go past it, and we're going to go up towards the John Hancock Tower. That's the direction we're heading. We're going to head straight up Michigan Avenue. The holiday lights here that they lit up on on Saturday night. We filmed that parade. Hey, to Sweetwater. We're Tuesday night here. We're 5:28 in the p.m. Chicago, Illinois. We're across from the Carbide and Carbon building. We checked out the ice skating rinks, both the Millennium Park and the Maggie Daley. Got the lights. So that's a good thing about YouTube. You can rewind and watch it if you missed it. There, watch it from the beginning. And here we'll keep on going. Here we'll if you like this content, hit the thumbs up there, double tap the screen there, and more people can find this content. There, Michigan and Water Street. Hey, near South Side, how you doing there, MC Bar? Doreen's tuning in there. Thanks for the. Yeah, you want Stan's Donut? Yeah, they make some good donuts there. Get some Stan's Donuts for Thanksgiving. Yeah, we'll see what the Bears do on Friday night. They play in Philadelphia. I think it's an afternoon game. Don't forget about it. It's a rare Friday afternoon game for the NFL there. Friday, Black Friday. So instead of shopping, you don't have to shop. Just watch the Bears game there. How you doing here? We'll head over to Wacker Drive here. Yeah, I don't know if Gunzo's is still open. That would be nice. That sounds like a happening place there. We're going to go past the Blackhawk store. We're right downtown here. So Jerry Reinsdorf I think he owns this building, and they got the Blackhawk store. The 333 North Michigan here. It's on the second level above the Fannie Mae. So we'll check it out. There's Crimson Coward and Chicago sports there. There's a lot of sports. But yeah, I'll look into that. I need to know where that's. Where is that at? Do you know where that's at? The Gonzo, or what is it called? The hockey, the Gunzo's hockey supply. If you know where that's at, I'll look that up. Thanks for mentioning that. Here's the best uniform in NHL history there, the Chicago Blackhawks. Here's the sweaters. Yeah. You can go up to the second level there, the Blackhawks store. Here it is. 10 to 5, 10 to 6 on weekends. Go ahead. Here's the Crumble Cookies, Jelly Belly. Go to the Fannie Mae here. This is the corner of Wacker, Michigan. Fort Dearborn's underneath us here. The historic fort that the Potawatomi destroyed. We'll head across Wacker Drive. There's the big bus. Here's the Wrigley and the Tribune here. We'll get a nice view of it. There's the Trump Tower, second tallest building in Chicago, behind the Sears Tower. And there's the London Guarantee Building, the London House. We'll cross the Chicago River. This is Wacker Drive. We got Tuesday night, November the 25th, month before Christmas. We got 5:31 in the p.m. We'll head across the Chicago River. There it goes. There's still river architectural tour boats in the river. And they got this big tent set up behind the Apple store. We'll show you what it looks like. I don't know if it's open yet. There's the Wrigley Building. Sable, Michigan Avenue Bridge, Chicago, Illinois. The flags are flying. There's the Illinois flag, the United States flag. There's the Tribune Tower. Looks nice there. Don't tell me what to do, Dwarf Nebula. I like your name there, but yeah, I know you want to treat me like a robot, like I'm some like automaton that you could control like an non-NPC, whatever. I'm heading home from work. I work today. I want to get home and just start relaxing there and enjoying my Thanksgiving there. I appreciate it. If you tune into my channel, we'll go by it again. You might be able to catch me sooner next time. And, you know, if I'm right there, I'll check it out. But, you know, you got to understand from a legal perspective, every time I enter a private business, technically, I'm not in public anymore, and most places are happy to have any publicity at all, even if it's my little channel. But some places don't like live streamers, and they will tell you to leave once you enter the business. And especially with ICE makes my job harder, because then people have to make the calculation. Do I work for the police? Do I work for ICE? I'm wearing a blue coat. People don't trust people that wear blue coats, especially Sox fans. And, and in this city, a lot of people shoot first and ask questions later. So anytime I enter a private business, I got to be prepared. Here's the Apple store. But we go inside businesses all the time. We went inside Macy's. The people actually contacted me. They were cool with it. I appreciate it. There's the Christmas tree over there at the Wrigley building. Hey, the forklift. So they're still unloading stuff here. People are taking pictures in front of the Christmas tree here. This is Pioneer Plaza, Michigan Avenue. They're doing the forklift there. So yeah, I think they'll open this later. It's not open yet. They're still setting it up. They're going to do santassecret.com. I guess there's going to be pop-up shops and stuff inside there. Here's the Tribune Tower in red and green there. There's the Wrigley building across the way. We'll just head up Michigan Avenue, check out the lights here. Jack Brickhouse. We passed the Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable statue. There's Jack Brickhouse. And there's the NBC Tower. And how you doing? We'll head up there. There's the Plaza Americas. We'll head up here and see the lights here. There's the Tribune Tower. Now it's housing. DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge here. Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, we love Chicago Christmas time. Well, hey, you're in luck. They're just opening the watch company here from Germany. It's a nice anchor store here right at the beginning of Michigan Avenue. They got a perfect location coming off from the Apple store there. There's the Realtor building. That's where Bob Newhart worked. They didn't always have that round thing, but the old Bob Newhart show, the one that was set in Chicago in the 70s, he would exit that building. That's where he had his psychiatry office there. Yeah, there's another storefront here. There's the Tribune Tower entrance. There's the Nathaniel Hale statue. Anybody watch that Ken Burns documentary there on PBS? Very nice. Good job as always. Okay, so originally, as the name of the Chicago Tribune building, it was the headquarters of the newspaper. The Chicago Tribune was around from the mid-1800s, and they had a building before this building in the 1920s. They had a design competition. They had a bunch of money. It was the Roaring 20s. So they did an architectural design competition architects from all over the world competed, and there were some like ultra-modern designs that almost were chosen, but they chose a very neoclassical Gothic revival style with the flying buttresses. Became the iconic Chicago Tribune. It housed their newspaper offices where people, worked for the newspaper, typed the articles and got the advertising and manned the city desk and all that stuff. But then, newspapers went through consolidation. The Sun-Times moved from their modernist headquarters where the Trump Tower is. They moved over towards the Merchandise Mart. Chicago Tribune, the same thing. It was location, location, location. Real estate values grew. They said, hey, we could sell this for housing and make a bunch of money. And so they moved out the newspaper offices. They reconverted the interiors, made the rooftop a amenity deck for the residents. And it's one of the most exclusive and expensive addresses on Michigan Avenue. But again, as expensive as the city is, you go to the North Shore there, you go to Lake Forest, you go up north of Evanston, Winnetka, Kenilworth. That's where they filmed like Home Alone and stuff like that. There's more wealth up in Lake County than there is in Chicago. Just like there's more wealth in Hamptons and, where The Great Gatsby was filmed there on Long Island and in Manhattan. But Manhattan has a lot of wealth, the Billionaires Row. Maybe just the density, there's more wealth there, but with the banks. But same as Chicago. A lot of billionaires, millionaires live in Chicago, but there's a lot of poverty in Chicago too, and the wealth's not equally distributed. We all know this. But here we're heading up Michigan Avenue. It used to be called the Magnificent Mile. It's not as magnificent as it used to be, but it still has these lights, and they light them up the weekend before Thanksgiving. So we walked up them last night, and we'll do it again tonight. But if you missed last night, we checked out the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. There's a rerun there on YouTube. Good info. Yeah, thanks for tuning in from the south side. That's great. We got videos from the south and west side. Check out my TikTok. We got 300 videos from the south and west side, and we'll still make more. I'm just walking home from work here. So we're just filming the easy stuff, the lights. Hey, they're doing, you can, in Sox Park, their Rate Field, they use one of the parking lots, and you can drive your car. I think you got to pay, but you can drive through a winter wonderland. They got a lights. And they say from the safety of your car, you can drive through a old New Kaminsky Park White Sox parking lot and check out the lights there. Or you can come to Michigan Avenue and walk around. It's whatever you're more comfortable with. So here's the lights on Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, they added this sleigh. Yeah, they got this nice stuff. Oh, sorry. That's right. I'm gonna try to get across. So you see, it gets more crowded. I'm not used to it being this crowded at night where I have to actually. I just want to get out here to film this nice sleigh here. Yeah, they got the medians here all decorated here with Christmas lights here. Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. We got 5:39 in the PM. We got about 50 degrees. It's not too bad. Yeah, New York City's nice. Yeah, we're not trying to say we're better than anybody else or we're not better than New York City. That's not what this is about. I'm just showing you where I live. Someone's got to live in Chicago, you know. Not everybody can live in New York or Miami, Florida. Here's yeah, we'll head across. This is Ontario and Michigan Avenue. That's Streeterville all that way. RIU Hotel, Burberry. We'll go by the Burberry. We'll head up under. Yeah, we got the Salvation Army here. How you doing there? Yeah, Salvation Army. Thank you very much. Yeah, how you doing? That's great. Yeah, thank you. That's great. That's awesome. Very nice. Yeah, ringing the bell there, Salvation Army. Very nice. Yeah, 'tis the season here. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Friendsgiving. Yeah, they got the Knights of Shining Armor there. Yeah, he's pruning the tree there. Yeah, it's gonna snow in Minnesota. It's gonna snow in Chicago too. We might get flurries tomorrow. The wind's supposed to pick up, and then Saturday we might get accumulation. So I'm glad I'm not traveling this Thanksgiving. We'll film the Thanksgiving parade there Thursday morning, unless it's blizzard conditions. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna be. It's just gonna be cold and windy and nasty Thursday morning. There's a giant Starbucks here. We're at Erie and Michigan Avenue here. We'll cross the street. I think we're getting the light here. Yeah, we'll get the light here. So we'll head across. We'll show you the lights here on Michigan Avenue. That's looking south. There's a giant Starbucks, Erie and Michigan. And then we can look up that way towards the water tower. That's where we're heading there. Yeah, the Allerton Tip Tap Tap. Here's the giant Starbucks. 4 stories of coffee drinking there. Looks like you're in the Guggenheim. You go up the curved escalator. Here we'll head up towards the John Hancock. Look, it's got the red and green there. Allerton Tip Tap Tap. Nike Town. Hey, we got the light. Hey, well, this isn't the whole city, so, you know, the Michigan Avenue doesn't represent the whole city. It's just a small section of the downtown. It was the high-end shopping district, and that kind of moved up to Oak Street. Oak Street's now like the Rodeo Drive. Well, we could head right through there. But Millennium Park is nice, and there's more people living downtown now than ever, so it's changed a lot. Not as many people from the suburbs come to the center city anymore. Not many people like me that live in the center of the city. We rarely, if ever, go to the suburbs. And it's a true tale of two cities. And it's very expensive. It's much more expensive to live in the center city. And the north side, south side, and west side's getting more expensive too, which everybody senses it, you know, and don't want to get priced out of the city. Here's Harry Potter Chicago here, yeah. So here's the Harry Potter in Chicago. It's one of the 3 ones. Here's the Patronus Stag. See how they got the telephone booth. They added the telephone booth. I don't think this was always here. If it was, I didn't notice it. But here's the Harry Potter here in Chicago. You can go in and get your butterbeer and your magic wand and get your gifts and books and whatever. Here, we'll head up Michigan Avenue here. Hey, it's Taco Jalapeno Salsa tuning in. That's great. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving week here. Everybody else, we're up by the Omni Hotel here with the Harry Potter. Look at the pretty lights here. Yeah, the lights of Michigan Avenue. Thanks for tuning in. Grim Evil's tuning in. That's great. Superman booth. That's what it is. Yeah, change the clothes there. So this bus is blocking us, so we could just go because nobody can make a left turn here because this bus is blocking the whole street there, except for the bike. The bike snuck up on me. Here, we'll check out the lights here, Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Here's the Zara. Gene, how you doing there? Gene from Tennessee. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, it's good to see everybody here. Here's the Zara. Yeah, if you missed it earlier, we did film the Christmas tree and the ice skating in Millennium Park and Maggie Daley. That's why we're not as far as long as we probably would have been if we just would have started on Michigan Avenue. But we're gonna work from home. Well, actually, I took the day off tomorrow. I keep forgetting that I took personal day off tomorrow and Friday, got Thursday off. Here, let's get across the street here. This is Superior Street. There's the one Chicago Tower over there. Geno's East is over this way. And yeah, we'll head up Michigan Avenue here. Yeah, thanks, Renee. Yeah, just wait till Saturday. We should have more snow on Saturday. We had snow about 2 weeks ago on a Monday, but it melted by Wednesday. And that was on November the 10th. Fred remembered the date. Of course, Fred Wood, he had to shovel it. And we saw Fred there on Dearborn Street. I posted a rerun. If you guys remember our friend Fred, we ran into him this morning. He was talking about his Thanksgiving and words of wisdom for Fred. As someone put in the comments, they said, Fred's a cool dude. I said, yeah, you're right. Fred is a cool dude. I'm happy to know him there. Friends and neighbors, Dearborn Street. And we already posted a rerun. We posted a rerun of, I was with Ernesto Chicago Nuggies, and we saw Jose at the Lincoln Park Zoo lights last night. And that was great. Here's the water tower. There's the Great Water Tower of Chicago. We'll show you the Christmas tree here. We'll head across Chicago Avenue. There's the John Hancock in red and green. There's the Four Seasons Hotel with the housing and the pump house. The fire station's down that way. I posted it to YouTube. I got to transfer it to TikTok. We got the fire station over there, the one that looks like the water tower with the Christmas lights. That's on YouTube and the shorts there. But here's the, look at that. There's the beautiful water tower for John Hancock. We'll film the Christmas tree here. They just put this up for Saturday. And, that we just passed here. They survived the 1871 Great Chicago Fire. Built in 1869, the water tower. Hey, look at this Christmas tree. It's a real traditional looking one. I like it. We'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, where he's taking it there. There's where you want to take the photo. You can get the whole tree with the water tower. And if you do it just right, you can get the John Hancock and the water tower like that. Look at that. There's your postcard view. And then if you get it straight on like that, like they were doing, it makes it look like the water tower's, the tree's in the water tower. There it is. Let's see, can we get the top? There, let's get the top. To get the whole thing there. There's your Christmas tree water tower in Chicago. Hey, Lindsay's tuning in there. Yeah, Merry Trees, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, Taco Jalapeno Salsa, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, and thanks for coming back here. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, coming back to see the holiday lights. It's good. No, I understand. Everybody can always take a break. Take a break today. There's nobody's obligated to do anything. It's easy come, easy go. drop in, drop out. So here, yeah, they're taking pictures. Let's get across Pearson Street here. We just checked out the Jane Byrne Water Tower Plaza here. Here's Water Tower Place. Again, it's in purple for Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month. There's the Lincoln Park Zoo lights. That's what we saw last night. So here, let's head across here. We'll check out the window displays. Oh, here comes some sirens. We better get across. Oh, here comes the police here. They're heading right this way. So there's 3 cars blocking the lane. Let's see if one of these cars moves for this police officer. This is Michigan Avenue. Yeah, so let's see if that car moves for that. Yeah, move to the side there. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep going, keep going. There you go. Okay. Let them through. Speed up, speed up. How you doing? So hey, there's your police action here on Michigan Avenue, right in front of the water tower. Going up to Lakeshore Drive. Maybe there's an accident on DeSable Lakeshore Drive. There's the water tower here. Yeah, they got some window displays. Yeah, the Bears play the Eagles on Friday. I think it's like a 2 in the afternoon game. There's all your Chicago sports. Look at that sloth with the Cubs. That's cute. There's some. See, they got the Keith Haring. They got Keith Haring Legos. You get Picasso. You get Van Gogh. You get the flowers here, the sunflowers. Level 2. Make some fine artwork there with Legos. So they got some architectural exhibit there. We're going to have to check that out. That's over in that vacant storefront, but at least they got something there, and we'll check that out probably in December. I'm just heading home here. It's an architecture. It's like the biennial, the architectural biennial. Yeah, we're a lot less crowded than New York City. That's how you can tell we're in Chicago, because the buildings look a little different, and clean streets, less people on the street, and but we still got traffic. That's the funny thing. Just people. I guess more people in their cars. Here we'll show you the John Hancock here, 875 North Michigan. I'm trying to get across the street here, and the traffic's not moving here. There's over by here. Traffic's picking up steam here. So yeah, Michigan Avenue at 875 North Michigan. This is the John Hancock Tower, 100 stories tall. We got the dramatic X bracing. I won't walk down the steps tonight. We did it last night. We walked down the steps. So here's the Christmas tree in the sunken plaza in front of the John Hancock here. You go to the 94th floor of the observation deck. We got reruns. Last Thursday we were in the 900 North Michigan. We saw this Gemini in there, and Jose, and I guess J City Walking Girl was in there, but I didn't see her. She's pretty good. So here's the Christmas tree here at John Hancock. Hey, the North Face. There's still a North Face right here. Bloomingdale's. We did the Christmas tree countdown there last Thursday. So here, let's head up. We'll go down Oak Street here. I want to get across the street. I'm always running to get across the street. The light just changed here. And we'll make it here. There's the Fourth Presbyterian Church. Omega Watches, Westin Hotel, but there's the John Hancock. Ohio, how you doing there, David? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah. So I guess, let's see. I don't know if you're a Bengals or a Browns fan, or neither. But I guess the Bengals got the third game there on Thursday. I can't remember who they play, but I know Green Bay's at Detroit for the first game on Thursday, NFL football, and then second game is Cowboys. The Kansas City Chiefs are at the Dallas there. Hey, Gucci Goo here. Hey, I just like the color schemes. I'm not trying to promote Louis Vuitton, but they don't need my help. But here's Luminaires. I do some nice window displays here on Michigan Avenue. And here's Walton Street, the Drake. We'll get in there before the holiday season's over. We'll show you the nice ballrooms. This is Walton Street at Michigan Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, so they got nice trees that way. But wait, we'll go to Oak Street. We'll go up to the next block here. Yeah, we'll cross up here. So they got wreaths on the windows at the Drake here. Oak Street Beach is right up here. This is the Gold Coast. We'll head over on Oak Street and we'll head over to Rush. Yeah, Chris Farley used to live in the John Hancock. Our friend Danny, he used to know him when he was alive. I think it was when he worked security in that building. He knew Chris Farley. Hey, look at the dog there. So here, let's cross here. We're at Michigan Avenue and Oak Street. Oops. Watch where I'm walking here. But we're gonna check out these lights. There's some beautiful lights here on Oak Street. And this is where we filmed the parade on Saturday. Michigan Avenue, looking south there. See, they lit up all the lights there. Now let's head right through here. You relate to Chris Farley? Hey, Justin, how you doing there? Well, my condolences there. We all miss him. We're glad he lived associated with this city, the second city, Improv. We might go by it later tonight. It's usually on my way home. We're on Oak Street here. We're trying to get out of downtown. And here we'll head over towards the Esquire Theater here, Oak Street. Film the lights here. Bus coming in hot, yeah. She left the city a while ago, yeah. Hey everybody, how you doing there? What am I missing here? Oprah, yeah, Oprah left Chicago 20 years ago, or 15, 20 years ago. I remember they gave her a parade on Michigan Avenue. She got a parade on Michigan Avenue and went out to California there, her own network, OWN. But yeah, the Harpo Studios, when I moved to Chicago in the late 90s, the Harpo Studio was in the West Loop. They since have torn it down. It's where the McDonald's Fortune 500 corporate headquarters and where Hamburger University is. We've got reruns on it. But the original warehouse where Oprah renovated it for TV studios, that's where she filmed her show, original show. And that's where they took the bodies of the Eastland disaster. So people thought that was haunted. The Eastland disaster was a maritime disaster in the Chicago River where 800 people died just after the Titanic. And what was so tragic about it, it happened right near the shore. Like, you know, the boat was literally like tethered to the shore. It listed, it flipped on its side. People got trapped in the hull, the Hull. And that was the Eastland disaster. But that was the Harpo Studios. Strange factoid there. You ever go to the McDonald's there? There's a McDonald's there near Hamburger University where you can get food from that's served in other McDonald's throughout the world. It's a different menu, like Royale with cheese. Yeah. Here's the Esquire Theater. I remember seeing movies here. I think it was still a movie theater until 2007 or 2008. There used to be a movie. Anybody remember there was a movie theater at the bottom of the this building? This building, one Michigan Avenue. There was a 2-screen movie theater at the bottom of it. I remember seeing that. Remember that movie Memento? It came out around 2000. I saw that movie Memento in that movie theater. And the reason it shut down, there was probably only 5 people in the whole theater. Like, no one went to it anymore, you know. But I don't know what it is now. Big space down there. It was in the bottom of that building. Here's here we're on Oak Street, Chicago, Illinois. Hey, Bravco Beauty there, yeah. There's Bravco Beauty. Check out Bravco. They got all the stuff you need there, hair care products. Dr. Michael and his siblings there. Great family there. We got to meet his mom and his dad, Howard and Barbara there. I'll have to dig up that rerun there, promote Bravco Beauty there. That was 2 years ago. I can't believe it how time flies. We've been doing this for 3 years, some form. Happy birthday. Tammy's having a birthday. Yeah, somebody's always having a birthday. Well, happy birthday, Tammy, and anybody else. If I missed anybody's birthday, thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, we'll head across. We'll head up Rush Street here. Hey, Prada. Yeah, Hermes. We went by Armani. All the high-end fashionista shops here. Yeah, we'll head right up Rush Street as we usually do. There's, yeah, look at the beautiful lights here on Oak Street. How you doing? And we'll head up Rush Street. We'll go past Gibson's and Hugo's Frog Bar. Down around Rush. How you doing? And we'll see what's shaking up this way. Yeah, good movie, Memento. I feel like my life's that way, like with TikTok and YouTube here, all these little fractoids, the pieces of my life spattered around the internet, you know. 12 Days of Giving. Alice and Olivia. Hey, they got a nice tree here. Yeah, they got the little munchkins there on the tree there. Got the cat. Yeah, look at that. Very nice. Yeah, I like that dress. Look at that. So I love a sale here. Alice and Olivia. Wow, that's your New Year's Eve dress right there. Wow.
Oh my God!
Hey.
I watch you on TikTok.
How you doing?
Time.
Thanks for saying hello. I'm Brian, really Chicago. How you doing?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is Brian. Oh my God,
You want to say hello? How you doing? What's your name?
I'm Casey.
Casey. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get snow. You sticking around for Thanksgiving? You getting out here? I Saturday. Hopefully it's not gonna affect travel. We'll see what happens. But hey, have a good night. Thanks for saying hello. That's good. I'm just heading home. Filming the lights. That's good. So here we'll just keep going here, and we'll head over to Millennium Park, and here Lux Bar, Pancake House. They got the ornaments over here. Yeah, we'll see you. Thank you. Thanks for saying hello. Have a good night. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Very nice. So hey, that's good. So friends and neighbors there. They're coming out of the. Is that the Thompson? I guess that's the Thompson Hotel right there. I guess they were coming out of the Thompson Hotel. Nice place to stay here if you're right in Rush Street here. Hey, look. So okay, I didn't know what they. I saw they had this booth. So this is where Whispers is at in Millennium Park. They got Victoria, Anna, and hand-painted glass ornaments. Yeah, so they're selling stuff in here. You get your letters to Santa. We would do this at Burning Man. We would do like stuff. People would put stuff in your mailbox, but you had to be careful. You never know what you were gonna get. Here's yeah, I think they got. Oh, they got some nice paintings here. So I guess you'll be able to go inside here. I don't know how they're going to sell it. See, they turned this whole thing into like a Victoria Anna Christmas market. So everything that can be monetized will be monetized. It's city property here, but Carmine still has yet to open. Do I ever show my face? I wish he would show his face. Man, I've been watching this channel for years and I don't know what this guy looks like. You're like, I could be an axe murderer or something. I'm in the Witness Protection Agency. Thanks for watching my channel here. I've been streaming for 3 years on TikTok. Yeah, I don't usually show my face because I'm a true, you know, film the city live streamer. There's streamers like Deo Talk that have over 100,000 followers that have never shown their face. That's really hard to do. I show my face every once in a while to get people's attention, but I know it freaks people out. We're a very face-oriented society where you got to look people in the face, and think all the talking heads on TV are just staring at a bunch of people's faces. But that's we're like dogs. Dogs would be like just sniffing. They would make TV just sniffing a bunch of butts. That would be their TV. They would get information that way. That's kind of sick, I know. But here's welcome to Chicago. Welcome to State Street, where State meets Rush. There's the top of the John Hancock, 900 North Michigan. We're in Chicago. We're just walking around here. And Lou Malnati's there. That's usually how people recognize me. They hear my voice. Like, I talk really loud because I'm always talking over trucks and traffic and horns and sirens and stuff. And here's Lou Malnati's. Get your Chicago-style pizza here. Lou Malnati's on State Street, just by Elm Street, north of Cedar. Gold Coast, Chicago. Yeah. But yeah, people usually hear my loud voice, and that's how people recognize me, as my voice. Because how you doing, thing? And I know he's. I feel bad here because here I am, a live streamer. I'm walking up Rush Street. I've been walking up the street. This is my 27th winter. There's always been panhandlers on this street, as most downtown streets. And I know I'm like a jaded New Yorker. I don't usually If I give money, I give them to the street performers. We film the street performers every once in a while, street musicians. You know, I'll give the trumpetist or the bagpiper my money, or the blues guitarist, you know. But it's hard, you know. The city's real. In wintertime, there is homeless people in this city living through the wintertime. We encounter them because we walk in the winter too. We're going to do it this weekend. We're going to do it on Thanksgiving. It's going to feel like wintertime on Thanksgiving. Maybe we'll enjoy it now. So hey, how you doing here? Yeah, it's the voice. The voice. I got a radio station voice. Yeah, we're mourning the loss of Jobo. Remember Eddie and Jobo from B96 there? They were the radio duo there. You'd see them. I knew them more from, because I didn't move to Chicago until the late 90s. I knew them more from the commercials. They would do insurance commercials, and Jobo would say, "Call or click today." And he passed away. He was 70. So a lot of Chicagoans. And Jimmy Cliff passed away, the reggae star. He was a contemporary of Bob Marley from Jamaica. Jimmy Cliff. I got some of his music. Great reggae talent there, Jimmy Cliff. He does a haunting. He just did it at a radio station. He did a haunting version of the Clash's Guns of Brixton, and Jimmy Cliff did. I like Jimmy Cliff's version better than the Clash's, which is hard to do. You know, I like the Clash's versions too. Guns of Brixton, which, you know, it's about London, southern part of London, and tensions there at that time. You could be a rude boy there in London. But here's yeah, this is Division Street. Yeah, let's see if it's hard because I got a backpack. Let's see if there's a doorman here. Hey, they got a red carpet thing. So they got some red carpet event here. And here's shenanigans here. Let's see if we can get in Bush McGuire's here. I might have to show my ID. They got so much kitsch on the wall. It's amazing. If we can walk through, I'll see how crowded it is. It's probably too crowded. They got trains going. Yeah, it's a nice holiday Christmas scene here. Let's check out. Let me get my ID out. It's going to be hard for me to walk through here. We'll do this some other time. You see how crowded it is? I want to walk through. I got a backpack and stuff, but see, they got a train. This is in the inside of Butch McGuire's here on Division Street here, Chicago, Illinois. And look how much stuff they got on the ceiling. Yeah, it's so crowded. Oh, is it? It's closed. It's closed for a private event. So yeah, it's closed for a private event anyway. So they're doing corporate Christmas parties. So everything that can be monetized will be monetized. And that's probably what the red carpet thing is. That's for the corporate event. Here's Mother's, the piano bar here, Mother's on Division Street, Chicago, Illinois. So yeah, let's head over to Wells Street. We'll see what's happening up Wells Street. We can see if the Ducks are out tonight. Yeah, tomorrow's a big bar day. Yeah, tomorrow. It's going to be windy tomorrow, though. I don't know how. But yeah, a lot of people go out to the bars the night before Thanksgiving because people have off the whole next day, and then you can just see turkey and be hungover and watch football and drink some more. You know, it's great. Something to be thankful for. Hey, the Halal guys, Wing Stop here, Chicago, Illinois. We're just heading home from work here on a Tuesday. We got 6:06. Hey, I'm back here. If I dropped out for a second, I just checked the message on my phone there. If the screen went dark, hopefully we're back here. We streaming clear the rear. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago here. We'll head over to Clark Street. Clark and Division here. There's a red line subway stop entrance here. Chicago, Illinois, 607. Tap the screen there if you like this content. Thanks for tuning in here. And we're just heading home from work here on a Tuesday. We saw the ice skating rinks there earlier. You can rewind and check that out if you missed it there. Oh, this car's still heading through here. There, we got the light. I had to stop short there. Let's Park Street. Got the bike lanes here. We'll head over to Division Street. Yeah, Chicago misses you. Yeah, it's supposed to be up to 50-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow. We'll see how bad it gets here. Here's the Joel Osco here. How you doing?
Anybody help me get home?
You did hair for many years, Michigan Avenue. Hey, Chicago Texas Donut. That's great. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I usually do about 10 miles a day. We probably did 11 miles today because I walked an extra mile walking over to Maggie Daley and back after work. So it ends up being about 20,000 steps. I think there are people that actually track it. You know, I measure it by miles. I never got into the Fitbit. Everybody's like, how many steps? How many? I think it's a gimmick. I know that, you know, the Peloton, everybody wants to measure their progress and, you know, calories burnt and all that stuff. Here we're on... I'm tired of running. We'll wait for this light. We'll see if we can zoom in and see the top of the Sears Tower, and we'll have to wait for the cycle of light because we just missed it here. We're at LaSalle and Division. I'm tired of running across. See, this guy's going to run. He's going to make it. Got 1 second. He's going to run all the way across there or walk. He knows how the left turns work there. See, this guy's even going to make it. I could have made it, but I just don't feel like running. We've been walking all day here. But if I go over here, you got a nice view to the Sears Tower here. If we look through the light here, see if we can get it. Oh, it's in the clouds. So the top of the Sears Tower is in the clouds. So normally you get a nice view of the spires, but it's in the clouds. So we just have to film the Planned Parenthood instead. Here at LaSalle Street in Division, Chicago, Illinois. Tap the screen if you like this. 609 here. We're going to walk up Wells Street. We'll go see if the ducks are out. Yeah, we get the light here. Sometimes you can zoom all the way down. You can see the Chicago Board of Trade there. Oh, if I zoom in, there's the Chicago Board of Trade right there, looking straight down South Street. We were there at lunchtime. We're right there, much closer to it. So hey, we'll head down Division Street to Wells here. Yeah, nature. 7,000 steps a day. Hey, I want to work for that hospital if I get paid. I'm missing out on money here, yeah. Yeah, you know, what's my channel about? I do as many things as I can possible for free. And so, yeah, you know, you can watch my reruns. There's some times where I take a water taxi ride and I point out the buildings. I don't do as good a job as the docents there for the architectural tour boats that you pay $50, $60, even more. I mean, it's worth it if you can afford it, but you can do it yourself with a little research. You can just walk along the Riverwalk and see it, or take a water taxi. $10 is much cheaper on a water taxi, and you can go all the way to Chinatown. And then you can have lunch or dinner at dim sum at Chinatown and get a real experience, you know. It's all what you want to do. But hey, thanks for tuning in here, Chicago. This is Wells and Division. It's what you feel comfortable doing, you know. That's what it is. We'll head up Wells Street here, Oldtown. Yeah, they got the Bentley's Pet Store here, and they got an animal hospital. If you need an animal hospital, there's one right here across from the House of Goons. Division and Wells. We're on Wells Street, Oldtown. Here's the Near North Animal Hospital. Nobody's sitting outside here. Tuesday night. There's the Coco. We'll see if it runs us over later. Yeah, there's Aldi's. There's an Aldi's right there. There's an Aldi's at Division and Wells Street. And there's one just open in River North there. It's I think on Huron Street, River North. Second City. Yeah. I'm going to walk past her. You're in luck. You're lucky. I was planning going to past her anyway. It's not because you said to go there. We were just going to go. We're going to walk past her on our way to the Ducks there. Yeah, we'll go by the Second City. It's going to take us 10 minutes to get there. But yeah, we'll go up there. We'll show where the old Piper's Alley. I got reruns in the Oldtown Ale House. We went inside the new entrance over there. This is the competitor to Coco. This is Todd. The other one's named Quincy. They got different names. The other one, I call them Coco. These ones they all got different names. That one's Todd. Todd, don't run me over. There's Declan's Irish Bar. This is Wells Street, Oldtown, Chicago. We're heading home from work here. Got 6:13 in the PM. So this is supposed to open next month, this Fresh Market. This used to be where the Dom's was at. But hey, something's better than nothing. The Fresh Market opened about a year ago. The one on Halstead at Diversity. That's where the other Dom's was. Opening soon. Okay, Fresh Market, Wall Street. Oh, Todd lit up. Yeah, Todd sensed my presence. Todd wanted to be on YouTube. We got Quincy. We got Quincy, 3 reruns there. We got some Cocos. Yeah, look at this amazing gargoyles and stuff here. This used to be a car dealership. Now it's going to be the Fresh Market. Yeah, we're careful every day. Careful is as careful does. Here, Goethe and Wells Street. Be careful on the internet. You can get robbed on the internet too. I think you're aware of it. Get your identity stolen. I might not even be a real person. I could be an AI bot. Here we go. We'll walk through Goethe and Wells here in Chicago, Illinois. I know. I'm in Oldtown. I mean, you know, Saturday night when I was in the loop, I sensed things could like easily spiral out of control, so I got out of there, and I'm glad I did. But you know, I'm not somebody that chases the ambulance. I have filmed protests. I filmed car accidents accidentally. You know, hopefully I'm not going to stumble across some. Unfortunately, I didn't. I was afraid I was going to run across ice. You know, that I would feel beholden to film it and get involved somehow, and then I'm in the news. You know, and I don't want it. I didn't go to Broadview. I'm not that brave. We filmed people that went there. We filmed some of the people in the No Kings and the Healthcare Should Be Free. That's the name of his handle there. He's an activist or a very involved in the protest, which I commend him for that. But yeah, I'm a lazy live streamer. I just mainly do what's convenient to me, stuff that I'm going to do anyway, like walking home from work. I'm not. This is not some big noble cause. You know, people imply all kinds of motives into what I do. It's in human nature. You're like, doesn't make sense. Why is this guy? Why don't I have a wife and kids and a family and like something reproductive, like, you know, go bowling. This is my hobby. Here, Oldtown Pub. Just walking around. Hey, you go to the Oldtown Pub here. Yeah, they got the sports games on here. So this is Wells Street, Oldtown. We walk through all the time. Cobbler Square, Dr. Scholl's. Here's the Small Cheval. You go to All Cheval on Randolph. Yeah, that's a nice laugh there. That's a hearty laugh there. They're having some Christmas cheer. Hey, Judy Maxwell. Hey, they got the nice house there. Look at all the gifts coming out the door there. There, yeah. Judy Maxwell. Cobbler Square. Yeah, you never know who you're kissing. Aldi Specialty Ice Cream. Hey, that sounds good. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Chicago's dangerous. Stay away. If you're afraid to come here, just better to watch my live stream. Stay safe where you're at. Good night and good luck. Here's Orso's Restaurante. Yeah, this is Schiller Street, Old Town. We're gonna head up towards the second city. We're gonna see if the ducks are out. Hey, here's a nice Christmas scene here. Go to Orso's. They got the Christmas tree. Yeah, look at that. Look at that wreath. Hey, that's a nice Christmas scene here. Orso's Italian Restaurant, Old Town. Hey, Isadora. Yeah. Go to the Psychic here. Through the Old Jerusalem Cafe. Yeah, look, nice gaslight. Don't gaslight me. Yeah. Thanks, your jet, Gene. Lactose intolerant Chinese food. Oh, that's interesting. Oops. Yeah, so Old Town, the original part of Old Town was like its own city when Chicago was founded in the 1830s. Old Town probably started growing after the Civil War, the American Civil War, 1860s and 70s. What was here, it all burnt down in the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. So everything you see here has been rebuilt with the exception of 3 houses that we point out, Policeman Bellinger's house and the Twin Sisters. There were other houses on the north side that survived the Great Chicago Fire, but they tore a lot of them down to build other things. So most of this, the older buildings in this area, the Old Town Triangle where we're going to go see the ducks, they go to the 1870s. And then most of the buildings are 1880s, 1890s, the original storefronts like these. But then they did build new stuff in the 1920s, and then like this stuff was built after 2000. And it's what we call gentrification. This neighborhood's gone through many building up and declines, and then building up and declines over and over again. In the 1960s, it was more seedy. It had like Ripley's Believe It or Not, and like head shops and X-rated bookstores and fun things like Paul Bunyan's Chuck Wagon, and it had Piper's Alley. It was kind of a hippie bohemian edge thing, but then it was kind of seedy too, like drunks hanging out at bars and stuff, because Cabrini Green was over that side. The Gold Coast is still over there, and the Gold Coast is a ritzy area we usually walk to. Here we remember last Tuesday, a week ago, this is when they lit this tree. We were here for the countdown. This is Burton Place here, Old Town, the little square here. They lit the tree. The Alderman, State Senator spoke. We saw Santa. Yeah, Old Town. But Old Town's, Lincoln Park was increased in value first, and then Old Town. Even in the 90s, it was still more seedy down here because Cabrini Green was still here. And after they removed Cabrini Green housing and it's changed over there, this area became more expensive, and the real estate developers built all the empty lots and built a bunch of stuff. And there's still pressure for new buildings because of the proximity to downtown and the lake. And here we're heading up Wells Street. We're going up towards the second city. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Dolores. Happy Thanksgiving, taco, jalapeno salsa. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, sorry. I know a lot of people would prefer if I stream on TikTok. It's easier. Most people will stay within the TikTok galaxy. There's many reasons why I'm on YouTube. I really appreciate people understanding. I know it doesn't work as well. Probably makes, moderation harder, and I understand that. But so far, I'm maintaining an even keel here. So we'll roll with it. I like the fact you can watch the reruns. It helps me out. All my content's there, and I don't have to worry about being deleted after 30 days. If you don't edit your reruns down into little clips on TikTok, you lose the rerun. They delete them from the servers, or you don't have access to them anymore. Who knows where they go? They go in the AI. They get fed into the AI, great global brain, and you become part of the monetization of everything we love. How you doing? Thanks for saying hello here. That's good here. Yeah. Friends and neighbors there. Yeah. There's Zany's. Here's Zany's Comedy Club. Up Down Cigar. Hey, there's somebody playing guitar over there. Somewhere. It's echoing around here. Hey, it's over there by the smoke store, Up Down Cigar Bar. Zany's is a comedy club. We'll go. Second City's over here. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. Everybody tuning in there. I know people are traveling. Some people are staying home. It's going to be crazy windy tomorrow. So check my messages, both YouTube and TikTok tomorrow. The little word bubble above my splat face there. Hopefully it'll be fine in the morning, but as the day goes on, it's supposed to get really windy. And that might curtail live streaming because I've live streamed in the rain, the snow, the wind's usually the worst because people can't hear me, just like when I'm by the lake and it's so windy. But here here's North and Wells, Chicago, Illinois. But we'll start looking for Christmas decorations once we get past Thanksgiving. We'll go through the neighborhoods like we do with Halloween decorations, and we'll go to all the nice houses there in Lincoln Park and Gold Coast and show their Christmas decorations. And it'll look like a Hallmark Christmas. It'll be a Hallmark Christmas here in Chicago. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for understanding, Dolores. There. I know. I hope the weather doesn't mess with the flights. The first thing when Ernie told me about the snow possibly on Saturday, I was like, man, I'm glad I'm not flying through O'Hare this weekend. But it depends, you know. And here's North Avenue. So we'll keep you posted. We'll show you the weather conditions here because I'm staying here the whole way. So that works for me. They want to build a 36-story high-rise right here where this Walgreens is, but I don't think it's moving forward. So they just planned. So here's where the Second City. So there's a Second City entrance here. We'll show you the historic. We'll show you the historic Second City entrance here. Of course, all the great Saturday Night Live improv comedians from the 70s, 80s, and all the way into the 2000s. Even Tina Fey and Amy Poehler came through the Second City. John Belushi, John Candy, Gilda Radner, even though they were in New York and Canada, and Bill Murray. All these amazing, and there these four heads. So this used to be on the Garrick Theater. Richard Nichols salvaged it. It was designed by Louis Sullivan and his partner Dankmar Adler, and they think these are German language writers, except for they think this one's Mozart, but they don't know. These days, other people, they think they figured them out, but like no one remembers who they are except if you were in Germany of that time. And this is the Second City. See all the there. George Wendt, Norm from Cheers, great Chicago will be missed here. Look at all these Rick Aramis there. Look at that. There's look at all these amazing. Here, Gilda Radner's over here. John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner. You recognize these people here? Yeah. Steve Carell. That's amazing. Second City here, Chicago. So it's not just New York and LA. We got our own. Nice. Hey, look at Cochran's. Cochran's looks nice there across the way. Decorate nice for Christmas there. And there's Moonstar, that's new. So here, let's head through Louis Sullivan. Here's the. We'll go over to the Duck House here. Yeah, Thanksgiving used to be snowy and cold. That's what planes, trains, and automobiles. We might get it on Saturday. You know, that's what it was in that movie with John Candy and Steve Martin. The whole movie they were trying to get back to Chicago because there was a snowstorm that hit O'Hare, and it was like this. It was the Tuesday night before Thanksgiving, and they took them all day Wednesday, and then they didn't get back to Chicago until the following Thursday morning because he started in New York. Both him and John. Remember, he stole his taxi. That's how the whole thing started. He paid that attorney $100, and then John Candy took his taxi. Here's Wells Street. We got to watch that movie again. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. There's and Steve Martin. He like looks the same now as he did then. His hair was completely white, even like his hair was white in the 70s. You ever see that movie, The Jerk? Dan Aykroyd, I think he makes a movie. It's called The Jerk. Yeah, it's going to be cold on Thanksgiving. Home Alone, yeah, Home Alone, Chicago. Rodney Dangerfield, yeah, I get no respect. Rodney Dangerfield, I like him in Caddyshack. Rodney Dangerfield. And he was, you know, he was great. He wasn't famous until he was older. You know, think of that. He lived most of his life like he wasn't famous, and then in his life he was really famous. You know, here's Eugenie. Yeah, Eugenie and Wells Street here, Oldtown. Let's see if the ducks are out. So I won't stay here too long. I know I don't want to overstay my welcome with these nice people that have their ducks in their front here. There's no guarantee they'll be out, but we'll try to see if they're out here tonight. And they just see, these are workmen's cottages. So after the Great Chicago Fire, they first built the relief shanties. They were smaller. There's only a few of those left. We point them out. And then later in the 1870s, they built these workman cottages. And then later in the 1890s, they built these more substantial apartment buildings and brick buildings. And here's the ducks. Here's the house with the ducks here, Oldtown, Chicago. See how they have a little pond here. And they're usually out in the evenings. They're usually not out in the mornings. They got a place to go. There's the 4 ducks there. They got their turtle friend swims around in the pond here, but it's going to be hard to see it at night. Here's the ducks here, Oldtown. How you doing there, ducks? What do you say? You going to have a happy Thanksgiving? Said we're glad we're not turkeys, we're ducks. Just preening there, standing on the rocks, swimming in their little pond there. Grease, how you doing there, Reese? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Adam Kaiser, how you doing? Grim Evil, you seeing these ducks here? Taco, here's the ducks there. There you, yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Madeline, yeah. Carla. Yeah, Taco, I'm glad you're seeing the ducks here. Here they are. Grim Evil likes the ducks here. Thanks for staying on there. And I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Hope the ducks have a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, the turtle too. We'll say hello to the turtle. See the nice workman cottages here. There, they're talking. They're saying, yeah, good to get that guy out of here. Hey, they got the little snowman from the Frozen there. That's good. So here we can have Crilly Court. We'll see if anybody's got any Christmas decorations out. Yeah, there's St. Michael's on cue, 6:30. Look at that. I was about to say it's about to chime, and it did. There's St. Michael's. They say if you can hear the bells of St. Michael's, you're in Oldtown. So hey, Oldtown Triangle, Crilly Court. And yeah, let's head up here. Remember how spooky this was for Halloween? I'm sure after Thanksgiving they'll put up some most people are waiting to after Thanksgiving this year. I don't see many people I think after COVID people were really chomping at the bit to put up Christmas, but now people are kind of waiting, except for downtown. They want people to shop. That's why Christmas starts early and earlier. They want people to shop. But see, we still got fall leaves. Look, November the 25th, we still got beautiful color on these trees. Most of the trees have lost their leaves, but there's some that are hanging on to them, these smaller ones. Here's Crilly Court. This is St. Paul Street, Oldtown Triangle, Chicago, Illinois. 6:31. Hit the thumbs up here if you like this content. Thanks for tuning in there. Double tap the screen. It's easy. You only do it once. TikTok, you'd have to keep tapping the screen. Everybody's tapping the screen. Tap, tap, tap. We don't have to do that. Here's St. Paul. Crilly Court. The gamification of live streaming. Hey, they got some, well, they had such a nice fall display here. Yeah, the plants are confused. Yeah, we talked to Fred. I think Fred's onto something. What have I said? The past 3 winters have been more mild than usual. Now, I'll be eating those words on Thanksgiving when I'm freezing filming the parade, and Saturday when we get a snowstorm, but we'll see how it goes. We're due for a stronger winter. We've had some mild ones. The fall's been excellent. I mean, despite that lake effect we got 2 weeks ago, it's not been bad at all. They got snow in Canada, Minnesota, I think. How about Wisconsin? I don't know. Here's, I think most places are pretty warm. Michigan's been pretty warm, except for the place that got lake effect. Here's North Park. Yeah, I'm walking home from work here. I'm heading to Lincoln Park. Thanks, Taco, for pointing that out there. People probably like, what's this guy doing? Was he just walking around? Location, location, location. So we're at Willow Street, Willow Street and North Park. It's called the Oldtown Triangle. We're at the southern end of Lincoln Park. The actual park of Lincoln Park's over here. Here's one of the most the prettiest workman's cottage you'll ever find in Oldtown. Look at that, just perfect proportions there. It's a workman's cottage. They were built in the 1870s before they built, you know, larger ones, and then they built these like fireproof construction later. You see how the scale of the buildings change. You go down that street, there's a relief shanty, but there's a better one this way. So actually, it's on Menominee. We're on Willow. Actually, I'm wrong. A block up. It's on both of those relief shanties are on Menominee. We're on Willow. So yeah, let's head up to. Well, here they got. I know they got Christmas decorations here. We already walked down this street. Let's see if they got some on Menominee here. We'll head over towards the Buddhist temple. Yeah, thanks, Ulysses. Thanks for tuning in there, Taco. Yeah, you can watch the reruns. We got reruns coming out of our ears. I got so much content, we don't know what to do with it. We went to the Lincoln Park Zoo lights last night. Before that, we walked down Michigan Avenue. Tonight, we went to ice skating at night during the day. We went to the Bean several times. We went to Saturday. We filmed the Light Up Michigan Avenue parade, but we did it on O Street. We saw Santa come to town. Friday night, we saw the official Christmas tree lighting. All these are reruns you can watch on YouTube, and some of the reruns are already on TikTok. I'm the same name there, Brian Really Chicago on TikTok. We're in Chicago, Illinois here, Oldtown Triangle. We're heading west on Menominee. We just got off of North Park. This is an old livery stable. You see how the horse carriages could go through there. That's why this is Oldtown. They got these old livery stables. They got these workman's cottages, these cute little quaint buildings that look so nice, just like they're out of a Hallmark movie. That's why they use this. And Goldie Hawn had a movie there in the 80s called Wildcats. It was some sports movie. I never watched it. There's the Theodore Becking residence. But I love Goldie Hawn and her family there. Here's the Theodore Becking house. Hey, look how nice that looks. And this is Orleans Street. And look, they got the brick sidewalks, the picket fence. Come on, Oldtown. It's just like, people are like, why is this so expensive? I'm like, you tell me. Here's, look at that cute little porch. Yeah, the leaves. They still got the Halloween decorations out. This is Menominee Street. We're just past Orleans. We're heading towards Sedgwick. And this is the relief shanty. This is probably the best example in this neighborhood of what a relief shanty, the things they built after the Great Chicago Fire in 1871. Amazingly, a large lumber yard on the South Branch Chicago River somehow did not get destroyed by the Great Chicago Fire. So they used that. People could apply for lumber after the Great Chicago Fire burnt down their house. And they had to get through that 1871 to 1872 winter. And the Great Chicago Fire happened in October, early October. And so they quickly built these things out of like 2x4s and wood at that time. And this one still remains. This is an original workman's cottage from 1871 that they used. See how it's on the alley? They put it there on purpose because they knew eventually it would build a more substantial house in the later 1870s and use this as the back house or garage. But they didn't have garages in 1871. They maybe put a livestock in there, or it was like a coach house or something that grandma lived in or something, you know. And here's Sedgwick, but that's the original relief shanty there. This is on Menominee Street at Sedgwick. And if we cross Sedgwick, we can head over to Hudson, and we can go over by the Midwest Buddhist temple here. We're going to cross the street here. Here's Margie Still, Tuesday night. This is a really old bar. I think it originally goes back to 1886, but I don't know if it was continuously in operation. Very hard because of Prohibition, but yeah, hit the subscribe. Thanks, Taco. Yeah, you can subscribe for free. You can subscribe for free on YouTube, and appreciate everybody's support there. Happy Thanksgiving week, yeah. But look at all that content we have. We got the official Christmas tree lighting. We went to the Kris Kringle market, the Christ Kindle market at Daily Plaza on Friday at lunchtime, and I'm glad we did, because 2 times this week at lunchtime I went by there, and both times at noon and 12:30 there was long lines to get in there, and that was on a weekday in the middle of the week when everybody's traveling. So good luck on weekends getting into that thing. But we got in there on the first day it opened, and we got that footage on YouTube, and there's reruns, there's clips of it on TikTok. Here's this is the Midwest Buddhist Center here in Lincoln Park. Now this is the edge of Oldtown Triangle, because Ogden used to run through here, but that's what created the land for this. They removed the street there. They eventually built the Midwest Buddhist Center here, Buddhist temple in Lincoln Park. And then St. Michael's Catholic Church is behind there, and that's where we heard the chimes there, that clock tower. You see how the steeple rises behind the temple there. You see the clock face there. And then here's the Schmitz-Mitzgary building here. This used to be a butcher's shop, I think. See, it's got the crest there. It's got the meats. Oh, I almost stepped in the manhole there. Mitzgary building here. Yeah, let's head up. Hey, they got some Christmas lights here. At least somebody's got some Christmas lights on the fence here. Yeah, first, even before Thanksgiving, people got the trees up, got the pumpkins. Yeah, these places decorated really nice for Halloween. So we got some Christmas lights up here. Hudson Street, north of Menominee, Chicago, Illinois. This is Lincoln Park now. Hudson Street. Yeah, Carlos, Mike. Austrian, yeah, it does. It looks like a Bavarian gingerbread house there. Yeah, it's a nice timbered building there. Schmitz-Mitzgary building there. Austrian. Get your strudel there, or get your meat. Here's yeah, they got a Christmas tree here. You got a wreath on the. This is a nice building here. Look at this. It's almost like arts and crafts style. Look at the cottage. It's quite a substantial cottage. It's a mansion here. Look at that. So this is the 1800 block of Hudson Street, Lincoln Park. Yeah, thanks to all my paid subscribers there. Yeah, you rewarded there, and that's one complaint with Streamlabs. I don't see it as well here, you know. But if you use the YouTube app, you see all that stuff. And I would much prefer to use the YouTube app for live streaming, but the resolution degrades over time. And I notice anybody that streams on YouTube, like this Gemini or Christopher Dotson in New York, we use either Prism or Streamlabs over top of it, because we can't rely on the YouTube app to produce a consistently quality stream. People are always complaining, and I complain too. The reruns are unusable, and that's how I get the majority of my content. It's just reruns. Everything's one take. The first take, people always laugh. I make mistakes. You know, I have to edit it out because I misspeak. But it's always just one take. I'm not like taking 20 takes. We just start it over again. It's a continuous loop. We'll try it again the next day. We'll get it right. But here's Wisconsin and Hudson Street. Lincoln Park, Chicago. We got about 50 degrees. We got 6:43. Hey, we're gonna have a nice Thanksgiving. I might sleep in tomorrow, so if I'm not live streaming right away, I'm technically on vacation tomorrow, but we'll still find a way to live stream, and we'll see how windy it gets. The temperature's supposed to drop, so I'll send messages. If I'm not streaming, I'll send messages on YouTube and TikTok, let people know. Just look for the message, the post on YouTube. But Thursday we're planning on, Ernesto, Chicago Nuggies, and I are planning on filming there'll probably be other live streamers down there, the Thanksgiving parade. It starts early, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's gonna be cold. Hey, there's the Thanksgiving turkey there. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, that's nice. There's your turkey. Somebody actually has Thanksgiving inflatable. Yeah, Thanksgiving decorations. Yeah, they actually got the turkey and the orange there. Very nice. You got Christmas already here. Very nice. Yeah. Special commendation for having Thanksgiving decorations. I do enjoy going to Bridgeport and Canaryville in St. Patrick's time, like in early March. We used to go down to Bridgeport, and people had St. Patrick's Day decorations. They had pretty elaborate ones too. It was nice. But here we're on Hudson Street. You got your landlord a turkey? Hey, that's good. Dreaming Thanksgiving, that's good. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yeah. Thanks, Doreen and everybody else. No, I'm not going to put the camera in the window. I know it's bad enough that I film like people's tree through the window or their Halloween decorations. That's what I'm afraid of someday. It'll be like, Peeping Tom, here's Merry Christmas. Hey, they got the little truck with the tree. That's nice. Hey, Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 above the door. Very nice. See, people are starting to put up decorations little by little. Just thawing another turkey out. Yeah, thaw out another turkey there. We need more turkey. Can't have enough turkey on Thanksgiving. Wow, look at this building. Look at that. Look at that. Accents. Look at that. Isn't it amazing how you can walk past something you never really notice it until you stream it? How striking that building is. Yeah, the River Shannon. You go to River Shannon, a nice Irish bar here. It's been here for a while. Hudson and Armitage here. Lincoln Park, Chicago. Yeah, we'll cut over and we'll head up Cleveland Street. We'll see if they got any decorations. Yeah, this is Chicago. Yeah, thanks, Mary Treese. Somebody's like, where are we at? Yeah, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Lincoln Park. I'm heading home from work. Walking home. Here we'll cross Armitage. There, River Shannon. We got this nice housing here. There's some wreaths and stuff. See if there's any Christmas decorations on Cleveland Street. Nope, they don't build them like they used to. These are okay. These were built in the 90s. But they're still don't have as much charm as the original vintage stuff. The 1890s or earlier. Even some of the stuff in the 1920s is pretty good too. Like these are probably 1880s. It's row houses here on Armitage. Yeah, so Thursday morning they're going to have the Thanksgiving parade on State Street. Ernie says it starts at 8 o'clock. That's pretty early, but yeah, we'll be down there. It's going to be cold, and I plan to attempt to stream there Thursday morning the Thanksgiving parade in Chicago. I know they have the one in New York City probably the whole time, like when I filmed the pre-parade like we did for the lights people will be like, is this New York? I'll be like, no, this is Chicago. The next person will be, is this New York? No, this is Chicago. And they'll scroll off because they're looking for the Macy's in New York, you know. So that'll be fun. I should just start telling, hey, wait, mods, we can do this. We'll just tell everybody this is New York. And so we'll film the Chicago parade, and we'll tell everybody it's New York, and no one will know this difference. They'll see the Chicago theater, and they're like, I didn't know there was a Chicago theater in New York. You're like, yeah, they just built it. You didn't know there's a Chicago theater in New York? You'll be like, yeah, it makes sense. But here we're on Cleveland Street. More townhomes, row houses here. See how they got the, you go below, you go above. It's like a split level. Lots of stairs. It's like MC Escher stairs everywhere you look. Half up, half down. Always continuously in a circle. Yeah, so we got alleys. Chicago has alleys, so there's a place to put the garbage in the back of the building. And even though we got these nice medians here, this is great for snow. If you have to clear the sidewalks of snow, you got a big place to dump the snow. Same with the street. They can plow it up and push it up over here. Here, we'll head up here. We're heading up to six-way intersection of Cleveland, Lincoln, and Dickens Street here. So we'll head up past the Carnival, the Gemini restaurant. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think New York even thinks about Chicago or wants to be Chicago, and most Chicagoans do not want to be New York. And we're different cities, but you know, there's similarities. We've got tall buildings, big buildings. New York has 10 times more big buildings than Chicago has. It's just Chicago has a lot too, which much more than most cities and in the United States. We're the birthplace of the skyscraper, Chicago. Here, let's head across the street here. Yeah, let's head across Lincoln here. Here's the Gemini. It's a nice restaurant here. And here's the Carnival Grocery. Yeah, I like the mural here. There's a nice little grocery store. They even got a meat market. It's like the Big Apple there on Clark Street. It's just like a mom and pop grocery store, which is nice. There's the Danucci's there. Yeah, they still got cash registers. And go to the Carnival here. They got wine. So we'll head up Cleveland Street here, the home stretch here. I'm almost home. Like I said, I might sleep in tomorrow, or if I wake up early, we'll see what the weather's like. We'll play it by ear. If the wind picks up, I might not be able to live stream later in the day. But I am off of work tomorrow and Friday and Thursday. So we'll do the parade on Thursday morning, so I can rest up tomorrow for that. And hope everybody has a really nice Thanksgiving break here. Spend time with family or friends or alone, whatever, however you want to do it. Fred and I are same, great minds think alike. We're just like, I just want to be alone this Thanksgiving. Isn't that weird? I talked to my dad. My dad's got some place to go, and usually I spend Thanksgiving with my dad, but we're going to go down to Texas for holidays and spend several weeks down there, so I'm looking forward to that. And like we did, we might go to some other places in Texas, or not. We might just go to Houston, but at least we'll get out of the weather there. But here, this is Cleveland Street, Lincoln Park, Chicago. We're heading through here. We still got leaves on the trees. 6:52. Just showing you how empty the streets are. We got it all to ourselves. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, thanks. You have a good day off through there too, and we'll see you on the parade there. And if you miss it, you can watch the rerun. I'm sure this Gemini will have, if he goes there, Ernie will have reruns. It'll be well covered by all the. I don't know if Chris Presents going to film it, or any of the other TikTok streamers that we see downtown. Look at the window patterns there. This is on Cleveland Street, Lincoln Park, Chicago. Very nice housing in this area. Yeah, we're up to Webster Street. So yeah, we're mourning the loss of Joe Bow there, Eddie and Joe Bow from B96. We were talking about that earlier, the radio personalities there. I think he was 70 years old. Jimmy Cliff passed away, the great reggae singer there. Jimmy Cliff from Jamaica. He was a contemporary of Bob Marley. And the world's constantly cycling through people, you know. Here's Cleveland Street, Lincoln Park, Chicago. But John, how you doing there? Yeah, nice area, nice windows. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lovely night. We got to, it's wind still for now, so we got to appreciate that. It's good walking weather, 55 degrees. Look at all the leaves in the street. Look at all these leaves. There's leaves all over those trees. They got some Christmas lights over there. Still looks like fall here, which it is. It's still technically fall. Feels like fall until later this week. So we're almost home here, the home stretch. 2 more blocks. We got Grant Street, which is a half block. Then we'll head up to Belden. No, not many people out. Yeah, everybody's probably at the airport. Everybody's trying to get out of town. On the highway, stuck in a traffic jam, trying to get out of town. How you doing? Here we'll head up Cleveland Street. We're crossing Grant. I like these undulating window bays here, just with the cornice there. It's nice proportions, human scale. I want a steel drum for Christmas. I got that song running through my brain there. Well, the reason, okay, so I desperately wanted to film the Petoskey Steel Drum Band because last year we got a good rerun. They were rocking and rolling and playing a Christmas song and beating those 2-deck, 2-story trailer behind a truck where they got all these steel drums and they're all dressed up as Christmas trees and they're just dancing and stuff. And they went by, but they were, the audio was horrible, and the person singing wasn't in sync with the music, and they were trying to sing a cover of some song. I don't even know what it was, like a Brick House or something, and it didn't sound right. So I couldn't find the type of steel drum music I was looking for, and I stumbled upon that Steel Drum for Christmas song, and I was like, I got to use this song. And I don't think hardly anybody's seen the video because it's just not. TikTok's not going to push that now with their new algorithm. They don't want to push just me syncing up some random video to audio. They don't like that because they can't monetize it. They can't use it to sell stuff. And I like it. That's why I like it, because it's just like a piece of artwork, you know. And so we'll use it for our own purposes. We'll that's why I dropped. That's why I'm not rejoining the Creator Fund, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the cheap ass money they give you, and it's not worth it for the aggravation of constantly getting kicked out of the Creator Fund because their terms and conditions, they want you to monetize every video, and they got all these crazy rules. I just don't want to deal with it. That's why I'm on YouTube. But if you play within the rules, yeah, you can make a TikTok shop and you can make a bunch of money. Here's Cleveland Street, north of Belden here. So we'll wrap this up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to mods there. Thanks Mary Therese and Taco Jalapeno Salsa and Grandma's Corner and everybody else. Appreciate all the help there, and all the people I missed. And Shauna, everybody. And we'll hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, and we'll film the Thanksgiving parade on Thursday morning. It'll be early, like 8 to 11, somewhere in that window. There's also a turkey trot run. I got to figure out where that's going on. And yeah, we'll have Thanksgiving in Chicago. We'll see how bad the weather gets. It's supposed to get windy tomorrow and temperature's supposed to drop. But we'll wind this off here. So 6:58. See, I'm running into my 7 o'clock time limit here. So hey, have a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. See ya. Jean and Bridge and Alice, Alyssa Salem, Carla. Yeah, thanks Grandma's Corner, Mike. Thanks everybody. So if I miss you there, we'll catch you tomorrow. I'll stream probably sometime, and definitely on Thursday. Here's the twin sisters. So have a good night. They survived the Great Chicago Fire. So if they survived that, we can survive anything here. So we'll see you later here from Chicago. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving there. Yeah, Jobo. We'll dedicate this to Jobo there. Have a good night there. Yeah, Jobo and Jimmy Cliff there. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.